friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. I'm Emily. I have thought about filming this video so many times. I have tried to film a video 2 or 3 times. It's just been difficult for me to get back into it. I've taken a little bit of a break from making YouTube videos, and it has made it even harder to get back into the swing of things and back into filming regularly, even though I really wanted to. We've had a lot going on, some minor health updates, and we've had some unexpected home renovations that we've been having to do. Well, they were sort of expected and sort of unexpected. Basically, we found out that we have had a slow, long-term leak that has damaged a significant portion of our laundry room flooring and our bathroom. So we currently have a completely gutted bathroom in there. Well, the shower's still in there, but the sink and the toilet and everything are pulled out. There's a giant hole in the floor. Like, it's been a whole thing. We're trying to get it all dried out so that we can get everything put back in there and sorted. It's been a whole thing. Yeah, so there's been that. This is, I guess, going to be a little bit of the life updates portion of the video, which I guess I should back up just a little bit and say this is just going to be a cozy vlog, just a little bit of snippets of what I've got going on, mostly knitting and crafting wise. Like I said, there's going to be a little like life update thing here at the beginning, and then we're going to get into all of the knitting and crafting and crocheting and sewing, because even though I haven't been making videos, I have certainly been doing a lot of crafting. So if you're not really interested in life update type stuff, I will put a timestamp up here, or I'll probably try and do chapters, and you can skip over to the next chapter and just dive right into all the knitting and crafting goodness. Little health update. That's what we're doing. I just swapped out the battery, so just need to remember what I was talking about. I had mentioned in my last podcast episode, which I think was almost 2 months ago now, that I have been doing the carnivore diet since November, or I had been doing the carnivore diet since November of 2025, and that it had enabled me to lose some weight, which has kind of been trying to lose a bit of baby weight so that we can hopefully continue and get my, well, so that we can hopefully get my health improved so that we could have, Lord willing, some more children. A couple months ago, we've been noticing a few funny symptoms, funny things, and so it all culminated in we decided to get some blood tests done. And so went in, got the blood tests done. I found a place that's really close by, which was really convenient. I did not realize that we had somewhere that local, and so got the blood test done. We had a follow-up appointment with that to get the results. The long and short of it is, I'm trying to like summarize this, and I've been trying to think about how much detail to go into and how much not to. And the long and short of it is that all of my levels are fine. My thyroid levels were fine, I was wondering if that was some of my issues. My glucose levels were high, which I knew was going to be the case, and several of my hormones were completely out of whack, and we found out that I have PCOS, or polycystic ovarian syndrome, something like that. Which, nothing terribly shocking. My mom's pretty sure she's had that. My sister's pretty sure she's got that. So it's like nothing super shocking. But basically, that my hormone levels were so wonky, and it was looking like it was highly likely that the carnivore diet was contributing to those issues and making them worse. So the long and short of it is that I am, for the last couple of weeks, well, 2 or 3 weeks, something like that, have been in the process of adding foods back into my diet, which has been amazing. so lovely. And basically the doctor's recommendations were for the next 3 months, basically what she had said was that my hormone levels are such right now that my body cannot physically maintain a pregnancy. It can't do it. Things are so out of whack. So basically, we're going to try, and over the next few months, change my diet up and get back to eating a more normal diet, because clearly carnivore is no longer serving me. And so back to eating normally, try and reduce some of my stress levels, whether that's with getting some more sleep, because we're working towards weaning my youngest. He's nursing once in a 24-hour period, but we're really hoping we can drop that last nursing feed. It's in the middle of the night. But basically improving my sleep and getting that better, getting the baby weaned. He's not really a baby anymore, but and getting my diet back to a bit more normal, adding in a larger variety of food. And one of the things that she mentioned was that my body, like the stress levels are evident in the blood test results. And I was telling her about how food has been such a nightmare for me for so long, and it has felt like everything that I'm putting into my body is the wrong thing. It's like I would eat something and then it would be like, oh, come to find out, maybe that's not the right thing. Maybe that's the one that's causing issues. And so I feel like my relationship with food, while it has always been a little bit rocky my entire life, it has just been so incredibly negative for the last while, particularly with carnivore, where I had such a limited diet and eating was just miserable. It was just miserable and incredibly stressful and just awful. And it was really interesting because the doctor said that my body can tell that, and that that those stress levels and things, like when you're putting your body under that high of level of stress, it goes into a function where it wants to maintain and keep any weight that it has on it because it thinks that you're in a dangerous situation, if you will. And so she was very encouraging about adding foods back in and whatnot. And it is funny because I feel like I've actually been enjoying eating again for the first time in a very long time. It has been delightful and enjoyable, and I'm really, really glad to be getting off of carnivore. I was so sick and tired of being on carnivore. It has been really hard because it does feel like the carnivore diet, which I went on to try and fix a lot of these issues, in the end has exacerbated a lot of them. I think it worked really well initially, and the doctor said that something like a carnivore diet is really good for a temporary assist in your body. So she was saying, right around 3 months is usually, that's kind of the ballpark to kind of stop, pause, take a look at it, and see if it's actually working anymore. And I'd been doing it for 6 months, and so it was clearly not serving me anymore. But it has felt quite frustrating because, like I said, she said that right now with my hormones and stuff, my body cannot maintain pregnancy, and that was something that was like the whole point of getting on carnivore, was to make it so that I would be healthy enough to get pregnant. So she recommended waiting at least 3 months and trying to get stress levels and down, and food and sleep, and she recommended a couple of supplements and things, and make sure I'm taking all my vitamins and drinking water and all the things, and then to retake the blood tests in a few months and see where we're at from there. So that's kind of the little health update. I'm fine, everything's good, and it was mildly, not mildly, I don't know, maybe like 5% annoying that it wasn't something where I was like, oh, your thyroid's off, here's some thyroid medicine, it'll fix everything, poof, magic pill. Which I knew it wasn't going to be, but there was part of me that was hoping, because I have worked so hard on all of this health stuff for so long. There was part of me that wanted it to be this will solve all the problems. And it's a little bit sad because I definitely wanted to be pregnant already, and so hearing that we need to wait a further amount of time is a little disappointing. But at the same time, it was kind of interesting because after the appointment, I've obviously been praying a lot about all of this stuff. I felt so much peace and just assurance that we're on the right track. We wouldn't have known any of these things if we hadn't gone and gotten a blood test done. And so we kind of know what to work on going forward. Toddler interruption, per usual. So yeah, I feel very at peace with it. And I was talking with my husband, and I was telling him, in some ways it does feel like a little bit of a reprieve, because as much as I very, very much want to have more children, they're a lot of work and they're really hard. And pregnancy it's really hard in a lot of ways. Sometimes mentally, sometimes physically, sometimes both. And so in a way, knowing that it's really not recommended that we even try for the next several months, it feels like I can have a little bit of breathing space. It has been very busy with the 2 little boys that we have. I'm potty training kind of both of them. It's been a whole thing. We've got the house stuff that's happening, and it's been a lot. And with my health and everything, like, honestly, it makes sense why I haven't gotten pregnant already, aside from any hormonal stuff. It's just a lot going on, and I'm looking forward to a quite gentle summer. This kind of leads into a little bit of channel updates, what I'm kind of planning, because I'm trying to reduce stress and I want to focus on the lovely, gentle, cozy, comforting things, and taking things slow, and watching cozy movies, Studio Ghibli movies. They're amazing. Some of them are creepy and weird, and I don't like them, but a lot of them are just the most beautiful thing ever. Period dramas, and reading good books, and lots of knitting and crafting and crocheting. And I came up with an idea for a way to bless one of my my siblings' families, and they're expecting another baby later this summer, so I have another nephew coming, so I'm going to be working on some things with them. And I've been making baby gifts, as you will have seen in my last video, and we went down this last week and visited my brother and his wife and their new little baby, and that was a crazy and busy, because we were there less than 24 hours. It was like a very, very quick trip, but it was really lovely to go and see them and to hold the baby and just give my brother and his wife a little bit of a break, because newborn babies are intense in their own special little ways. And so I really do still want to keep making videos and putting them out there, but I think, well, my plan is for the next few months is to do vlogs. I would love to do a weekly vlog, similar to how Josie from Josie Jo Creates, Josie Jo Makes, I always forget. She has been, for the last several months, doing a weekly vlog where she kind of focuses on either 1 or 2 or 3 projects. And I've really been enjoying that. And that is something that I have noticed that I've been wanting to do, where I'm working on something, I'm like, man, I wish I could just talk through the process as I'm working on it. And so that's kind of what I'm planning to do for the next while, is try and do some vlogs and focus on the things that I'm working on. And I'm really excited about it. I have been dreading filming another podcast episode, because at this point I had such a crazy finishing kick in May. I've been finishing so many things in June. It's just a lot, and it's like the longer that it went on, the more and more it built up, and I just don't, I'm so low energy right now, and just trying to figure out all of this stuff, and I just honestly couldn't really force myself to sit down and make a podcast. As weird as that sounds, I love making videos, but not the podcast. I really just did not want to do that. So I don't know. I'm not going to say this is the way that it's going to be for the rest of forever, sort of a thing, but for now, at least for the next few months, I am planning to shift to a vlog style format, heavily focusing on crafting, but with little snippets of my life here and there throughout in the videos as well. So, I think that is pretty much all of the like health, life update sort of a thing. So I'm quickly going to show you the project that I am very, very close to finishing, and so excited about. Because that was the other thing. I've got a yarn order coming that I want to talk about. I've got a bunch of sewing that I'm going to be working on that I'm very excited to share a little bit more about. I'm attempting to make like 4th of July themed garments for everyone in my little family, and so that's going to be fun to share. But yeah, the current project that I have picked up and almost finished is my Cloud Break tee by Wool & Pine Designs. I just bound off the body last night, and I just finished the neckline a little bit ago, and I have just picked up for the ribbing on one of the sleeves. And the nice thing about this is because I'm doing short sleeves, I just have to do the ribbing on both sleeves. So I am so close to being done with this. I can taste it. Like, it is just, oh, I'm so happy with this. I'll talk about it in a little bit more detail maybe when I finish it up. But I've got to get my 3-year-old up from his nap, so I'm a little bit of a time crunch. But this is what I am working on alongside a project that I started today. I filmed a couple of snippets of it earlier, but then I ended up frogging back what I had started and then starting something else. For my new nephew, I am in the process of crocheting a little baby blanket. So I found a couple of these cakes of sugar wheel, yarn bee sugar wheel. They were on clearance at a Hobby Lobby for $1.87 a piece. And it was so funny because I've had a lot of income in yarn this month. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Probably the most yarn that has, well, definitely the most yarn that has come in this whole year for a month, and potentially more than all the rest of the year combined. It's okay. We'll talk more about that. I think I did a Knit Picks order and it's supposed to come tomorrow, so I think we'll talk about that then. But Hobby Lobby was clearancing out some yarns. I was able to find this. I had bought it. My sister-in-law was finding out a couple days later whether they were having a boy or a girl, and I saw this and I was like, oh, this would be perfect for a blanket. And then it was so funny because it ends up that it's a boy, and I was like, that's why that was on clearance. Thank you, Jesus. I know, it's a little silly, but I was just like, oh, that works so perfectly. Like, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, I kind of really hope it's a boy, because this would be perfect for a little boy. Anyway, that is all for right now. I'm not sure if my goodness, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to film anything more today talking with you, but I've been thoroughly chatty already, so we will probably save any more talking to the camera for tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna go play some Zelda with the 3-year-old and try and finish up my sweater. Okay, it's the next day. I was super fun. There's no address information here. I have a super fun package to open with you. This is the, I think I mentioned it, the yarn order that I made from Knit Picks in their recent sale. A couple years ago, I ordered some stuff from them in November when they were doing, it was like the 246 sale. They did it in November for like Black Friday. And so then last year, that was my plan to do that as well. But then they ended up doing their 246 sale in June time frame. And I was like, well, that's fine. I'll just wait until November, and that's when I'll make my order. And then they didn't end up doing another really big sale, and so I didn't end up buying anything from them last year. And so my plan has always been, So excited. All the goodies. My plan has been to make a fairly significant yarn order from Knit Picks during one of their really, really good big sales. And so I got the newsletter thing saying that it was happening, and I was like, well, let's just go ahead and we'll do it in June instead of November like I was planning to, and it'll be fine. It's been a little bit funny because I also ended up buying quite a few, I don't know, balls, hanks, whatever you want to call it, of yarn from Hobby Lobby. It's all the I love this yarn because I'm doing like a prayer hat thing for a number of my different nieces and nephews, and I wanted to get a bunch of different colors to make a bunch of different hats for a bunch of kids, and all of those are quite hefty skeins of yarn, so I have had a lot of incoming yarn. And then I also, Hobby Lobby was clearancing some stuff out, and so it's just a lot of yarn coming in this month. So there was a whole kerfuffle with my Knit Picks ordering. I had placed an order, and then I was like, well, actually I want to add a few more things, but I don't want to pay for extra shipping. So it says online, as long as you get in touch with customer service within 24 hours, you should be able to cancel your order. So I got in touch with them, was like, hey, I want to cancel my order, and I placed a second order. Well, they got back in touch with me, like, hey, it's actually too late, we can't cancel your order. The warehouse team is already dealing with it. And I was just like, oh shoot, now I've made 2 orders. Well, can you cancel the second one that I just made like 15 minutes ago? They're like, no, we can't actually cancel that one either. So, not terribly impressed with Knit Picks canceling order abilities. It does not match what is said online. That being said, the customer service lady that I spoke with was really lovely and very helpful and very sweet, and I basically had to wait for both of my orders to get in, and I'm going to try and return the first one, and I'll report back on how smoothly that whole process goes. But I finally got my second order in. It took quite a bit longer than my first order, but it's here, and I'm really excited about it. The way that I approach this is I try to be very intentional about getting things that I did not already have, and with projects that I've been wanting to do for a while anyway, in mind. So let's just start going through it because I'm very excited to talk about it. So I got 4 balls of the Swish DK in the Cobblestone Heather, and this is going to be it's rock something. It's the fairly recently released vest pattern from Wool & Pine Designs, and I have had several random scraps of DK weight yarn just floating around, and I've been wanting to do something with them, and so I thought this would be perfect. I'll get a nice neutral gray that will go with them, and I can do a fun stripy scrappy DK weight vest, and there we go. Oops. Dropping yarn. Then I grabbed 4 skeins of this Barocco Vintage DK in the, it's like Slowberry, I think, colorway, and I fell in love with the mix of colors that are in here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera. Maybe. I just love that about the Barocco Vintage line, where they have this like real heathered look. It's so pretty. And my plan with this is kind of a purpley gray, which I think will work because it kind of is like a purple, kind of a brown, kind of a gray. My thought with this was to make the Kathy cardigan by Rebecca of the Crave podcast. That is a pattern that she talked about designing way back when she first started her podcast, and ever since she first initially talked about it several years ago, I think it's like almost 4 years ago now, I wanted to knit it. I loved how it looked, and then she ended up finally releasing it, but she had updated the construction and all that, and I love it. I love the pattern. But I don't really have much sweater quantities of DK weight yarn. I'm getting more. I have a fair amount now, but I did not have enough to make that, and I've wanted to for quite some time. So grab those, and this is a blend of where is it? 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon. And I have knit quite a bit with the Barocco Vintage line, mostly in their the Barocco Vintage sock weight, and I really, really like it. It's a very nice yarn to knit with. Then I got 2 skeins of the Bravo worsted weight. It's 100% acrylic yarn in the colorway Grass, which is a gorgeous green color. That's amazing. And in the color Solstice Heather, also a beautiful, beautiful color. And this is more for the prayer hat project I was talking about. I needed a couple of solid colors for some of the guys. And then I got 6 balls of the Comfy Sport Bait. This is a line of yarn that I've wanted to try for quite some time because it's a blend of 75% Pima cotton and 25% acrylic. And I got this because I've been planning, I want to make the cornflake top, which is a recently released pattern from Kudubakika or Veronica Lindbergh. And I tried to test knit the pattern actually. Ever since I saw that, I thought it was just so sweet and so cute, and I love the name. I love cornflakes, or I did when I could eat them. And so I was going kind of back and forth, and I'm in 9, and then I realized, I was like, oh, I could knit the cornflake top in this yarn. So I got 6 balls in the pea pod colorway, which is a colorway that I have been eyeing for a very long time because it's such a rich, like, fun, grassy, vibrant green. And I thought that with that particular pattern, it would be so much fun. So, there's that one. And then this one was kind of on a whim. I got it because it was on such a good sale. And again, I have realized that color gets to me. It's the colors that I just fall in love with and I can't resist them. I got 6 balls of this Barocco Gaia, I'm not exactly sure, which is a blend of 70% cotton and 30% polyester. And you kind of notice there's a theme where, well, at least with these last 2, where I'm trying to get kind of summery type yarns because I don't really have much of like warmer weather. I've come to the realization I'm probably not a person that will wear hand knits in full-on summertime, but I definitely can wear them in the spring and in the fall. So this is in, I think it was like the Blossom colorway or something. It is kind of annoying because Barocco doesn't have it on, they don't have the names on the ball bands, but it's this like variegated, it is going to be so much fun knitting with this. I cannot wait. Like all the colors, it's probably not like the best color on me if I'm honest, but I really like it. It's blues and yellows and orange and purple, and it's just so pretty. Oh, and it is really soft. I was kind of curious to see if it would be similar to the Barocco Splash yarn, which is what I've been knitting my Cloud Break tee out of. And it's actually quite a bit softer, which makes sense because it's only cotton and polyester, and the Splash yarn is mostly viscose. I think it's a viscose and cotton blend. And this one, I was originally thinking I could do a super simple, super chill Tulsa tee, but I have decided since, after seeing how well my Cloud Break tee is fitting, I'm just going to make another Cloud Break tee and probably just omit the lace at the bottom. Just do a really simple, like kind of t-shirt almost, and then probably knit the sleeves as long as I can. Just get a really nice yarn going everywhere, springy type of a top. And hopefully it looks okay on me once it's done. This might be more of like a process type of a knit rather than a full-on product knit, just because I'm not sure how the color is going to look. But I fell in love with the colorway, and it was on sale for like $4 a ball, I think. So, and then the last thing I got was again 100% a color buy. I grabbed a skein of the Dishy yarn, which is a 100% cotton, and yeah, it's in the Beach Ball multi colorway. How happy and fun is that? I just couldn't resist. It's so fun, and this one was not on sale at all. I paid the full $5 for this, but it was just so happy. And I have recently talked about in one of my videos the Granny number 7 top that I recently crocheted, and I used a Knit Picks Dishy in the Friendship Bracelet colorway as my contrast color, and I don't know if I'm going to do that with this or not just yet. I'm not 100% sure, but it would be really fun. It would make a very cute contrast color. That is all the yarn that I got. I am so pleased with it. These are going to be really fun to knit with. I've been knitting hats like crazy. This is going to be a fun project for my vest. Honestly, this is going to be the one that's started probably imminently. And then I will probably try and get the cornflake top cast on next, just because those are definitely the more warmer weather type knitting projects. And then we'll see when I start the Kathy Cardi. I'm not sure yet, but I do so love this color. It's so beautiful. Yeah, that's my little Knit Picks yarn haul. I did recently sign up for both the Knit Picks affiliate program and the Knit Picks ambassador program. So the affiliate program, I will have links to all of these yarns down below, and they'll just be affiliate links, and if you click on it and make a purchase through Knit Picks, I think I just make a small commission off of it from what my understanding. And then the ambassador program, the cool thing about that is it gives me a discount code that I can give for you, and I actually signed up for the Recrochet one and the Knit Picks one just to kind of cover all the bases. I will have that down below. I think it's just like AKP Woldenburn. I think that's all that it is, but I will have it down below. I was actually able to use that discount myself on all of this yarn, which is great. I think it's like a 15% discount or something, which was really lovely because all of this was on sale. Some of it, the Comfy Sport was already like $2 a ball, so I don't think it applied to that. But for the ones that were not already on like super sale, I think it counted. So like the Swish, or not the Swish, the Barocco Vintage DK, the Brava, I think even the Swish DK, just the ones that weren't on super sale were discounted. So I will have all of that in the description box below if you are interested in making any Knit Picks purchases and want to follow the links and use my discount code. If you use the discount code, it doesn't give me anything. It just gives you a discount on your yarn. But if you use the affiliate links, I think that's the only way that I get a little bit of kickback. But sounds like the kids' show is over. I've got to go get them a new episode. Okay, friends, I am back to film the outro for this vlog. To wrap it up, I have some yarn and projects to talk about. We've had a more eventful morning than I would have liked. My 1.5-year-old, almost 2-year-old, got a hold of one of the sharp kitchen knives while I was going to the bathroom. Shoved a chair over to the counter, climbed up and started to try and chop veggies, and of course managed to slice his finger, well, his thumb. He's fine, it's all good, but more than a little terrifying. And I had to call my husband to come home from work to help me get it bandaged up, but he's all good. He's napping, he's exhausted, like, it's fine. But that was not something that I wanted to have happen today. It's all good. Thank you, Lord, that it was not way worse, because it could have been so bad. But I'm going to talk about a couple of the knitting projects that I've worked on, well, knitting and crochet, the yarny projects that I have worked on this week. And just, yeah, thank you for watching this vlog. I have a feeling it's been a little bit scatterbrained and all over the place. My hope is that going forward, what I would like to do is kind of pick, I don't know, focus projects for the week, if you will, and work on like 1 or 2, and then be able to show you like progress of those 1 and 2, and have it be a bit more, is it linear of a type of vlog rather than kind of here, there, everywhere. That being said, I have one more yarny purchase. This is it for a while. I have no plans for purchasing any more yarn for the rest of the year. The one thing that I did realize that might make me want to purchase some yarn is Premier Yarns. They have a new line, or yeah, it's pretty new. It came out just a few days ago, of 100% acrylic fingering weight yarn, which I don't know that I've really seen that much before. I have the socks that I'm making with some of the sock yarn that I got from Premier Yarns that is like 93% or 90 something percent acrylic and then like polymid or something, but I don't know that I've really seen like fingering weight 100% acrylic yarn, so maybe, but I'm not really planning to buy anything else, because I also know that I'm going to be getting some yarn for my birthday or Christmas or something, because earlier in the year I bought a large package of yarn from Premier Yarns for my husband to gift to me later. It was a present that I bought for my husband to gift to me. So, and with all of the Knit Picks yarn and the Hobby Lobby yarn, I don't need any more yarn for a while. I should be good. I love yarn. This is one that I put it back twice. 2 separate trips to Hobby Lobby, I put it back. And I kept thinking about it, and I kept thinking about it, and I was like, okay, fine. I'm gonna go back, and if it is still there, I will get it. And it was. There were 4 of them. They were on clearance for $2.50 a piece, so 50% off. Is that not just so pretty? I just love it. There's just something about it that's so like moody and yeah, like a Scottish moor with the heather and mountains and mist and green grass and stuff. I love it so much, and I kept picking it up, and I put it in my cart twice and was like, I think I'm gonna get it. Walked around the store and was like, no, I don't need it, and put it back. And I'm really glad I went ahead and got it. My plan for this is to just make some sort of like either a giant like granny stitch shawl, or like a little lap blanket thing that could be like hang over my chair sort of a thing. But I got 4 of these. I really want to work on it, but I'm working on my hats. I have a lot of hats I'm going to be making. I think I'll probably talk about that in my next vlog, because this one is definitely getting long. But I have been working away on another one of those. It's just miles and miles of 1x1 ribbing. And actually this needle is a game changer. I bought this just to test it out. It was just a really cheap needle off of Amazon, and it's a 16-inch just metal, really smooth join. The cable honestly reminds me a lot of like the Chiagu cables. I have 1 Chiagu needle. I don't have more because they're very expensive. Or maybe I have 2 now. I think I might have a US size 0. I don't remember. Anyway, such a game changer for making hats, because it's just around and around and around and around we go, and it's amazing. Highly recommend. This needle I think was $5 or $6 for it, something like that, and amazing. Working on that one. That one's just out of some of the I Love This Yarn from Hobby Lobby. I finished my, well, I'm still weaving in ends, so let me just tuck this needle in here so that it doesn't go flying. I finished my cloud break tee, and I've been weaving in the ends this morning. I'm so happy with how this came out. It is so cute. I love it. I love the yarn. I really like the pattern. I'm already planning at least 2 more. I'm actually going to be casting them on soon, but oh, I love it so much. Maybe I'll be wearing it next time. We'll see. But yeah, it just turned out so nicely, and I'm so pleased with it. It used just, I just barely had to break into the 6th skein, and it's this yarn is the Barocco Splash, and it comes in 50-gram skeins, and I just had to use like the tiniest bit of it for like the last 3 rounds in the bind off of one of the sleeve cuffs, so barely had to break into it. That one is done. I'm going to weave in the last couple of ends and get that sorted, and then I really want to cast on another one. Here comes a toddler. I was required to assist with bathroom things and booty wiping. The last project that I have worked on a lot this week is I'm more and more getting why Amy from Noble Character Crafts talks about how much she loves crocheting baby blankets. This is my 3rd one I will have crocheted just this year. I'm loving it. I think one of the biggest reasons why is because it is so mindless and simple, and it's a different rhythm and feel than knitting, and it just, I don't know, it's so much fun. And it's just exactly what I want to work on. Like, yeah. So here we go. I'm doing a center out rectangular baby blanket, which I am so enjoying. I'm really into like the center out thing, because the other two baby blankets that I made were center out moss stitch blankets. Absolutely love the process of making those. They just flew off the hook because I couldn't put them down. They were just so soothing and wonderful to work on. So this one is a center out rectangular one that is just all double crochets, US terms, and I'm loving it. I'm crocheting out of some more clearance yarn. Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel in the Minted Macaroon colorway, which has 355 yards to 200 grams, or it's 199, but there we go. And it is 100% acrylic, which is machine washable and dryable. And honestly, this is my first time working with this yarn. I absolutely love it. I can 100% see myself making more blankets with this yarn, especially because I'm using I think it's a hook bigger than what it recommends. Let's see. Oh, this is like a 2 sizes bigger, so it recommends a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. I'm using a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook because that's just kind of what I grabbed, and it is making such a nice, like, drapey, soft feeling blanket. It is a little bit more open, so like technically, like if it was a tiny baby, you probably could poke a toe through, but it's opening, and like I really, really, really like the fabric that this is working up in. And I have managed to crochet. I didn't think about this. I only got this yarn maybe, I think it's been about a week now. In a week, in addition to all the other stuff I've been working on, I crocheted all of this, which was one entire one of these balls, and I have just started the second one. And I'm going to work the second one, and then I realized that because it is the center out, and I only have just over 700 yards of this, that I might need to get one more, like a solid color that kind of fits this color scheme, and do a section around the outside, which that'd be totally fine. But yeah, I'm really, really loving it. I had to monkey around with how I was doing the starting the next round. In the pattern, it calls that I just looked up a free center out rectangular pattern, and in there it called for you to change the yarn color pretty regularly. I'm not doing that, obviously, and so it wanted you to like slip stitch to the corner every single time, and I was like, that's going to be a pain. So when I first started, you can kind of see here, there's these extra 3 holes right there that are not where the corners are, and I don't love how that looks. Oops, it's really hard to show. I don't love that it has these extra boops, but I really was not in the mood for pulling it back, and in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be that noticeable. And so then I realized that I needed to change up how I was doing that, and so then I tried a couple of other things, and I think I've worked out like the perfect, because I'm just realizing that when I was doing it before, at the beginning of the round, I'd chain 3, and now I can see, you can kind of see it here. There's a little bit of a, this is really hard to show, that there's a little bit where it like kind of, yeah, like this, it pokes out. Well, the last few rounds, I've just been chaining 2, and that is a very smooth look right there, just for these last few rounds. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of it. It's going to be fine. This is my newest nephew, expected later this year, in like late fall. So plenty of time, but I'm also hoping to knit a little baby sweater and a little baby hat to go with it. So that will be super, super fun. And it is really, really satisfying. For my stash goals, I have had so much yarn come in this month. It has been a little stressful at times, just because I'm like, ruining all my stash plans. But then I do something like this, and I work up 200 grams in a week, and I'm like, oh, okay, it'll be fine. It'll balance out. And that was one of the things that I did tell my husband when I realized, I was like, you know, in a way, I am kind of glad that basically June became my Black Friday month, because I was always planning to do this. I can't remember if I said this earlier. I probably did, but I was planning to make a big yarn purchase in November, and I'm kind of glad it happened in June, because now that means that I have 6 months left of the year to work up a bunch more projects. And again, the goal is not to just use yarn to get rid of it. It is to be more mindful and pay attention to what I'm purchasing, which I feel like I've done so much better about this year. Like even my Knit Picks order, like everything that I bought, it wasn't just more like hand-dyed finger weight yarn sort of a thing. It was stuff that I really thought through, like lighter weight, like summery yarns, or like warmer weather yarns. So probably more transition pieces for me rather than actual summer knits, but that type of yarn, which I have almost none. And I've really been trying to focus on, okay, there's a lot of like DK weight patterns that I really want to knit. I have almost 0 DK weight yarn in my stash, and so it has been really nice to just be aware of that and to figure that out. And it's been really good to also just pay attention and see like what am I actually using and how quickly do I use up yarn. You know, is it something that basically I don't need to be making the amount of yarn purchases that I made in June every single month. That would be absolutely insane. I would never get through it. But it helps me see like, okay, these are the people talk about the gaps in your wardrobe. This is the holes in my yarn stash. And I can kind of be intentional and still enjoy that like yarn buying dopamine rush or whatever it is, and enjoying all the gorgeous colors and stuff, but being intentional about what it is that I'm buying. Anyway, that is all for this vlog. I hope that you have enjoyed it. I am looking forward to coming back and talking to you again. We've got a pretty busy weekend ahead of us, so I'm expecting to get a fair amount done on this crochet baby blanket, because that's all I'm planning to do this afternoon, is just while the boys are resting, crochet, because after this morning and slight heart attack inducing injuries, I just need some chill time. Anyway, I hope you're all well. I hope you're enjoying the last bits of June. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!